Welcome to Ayara. And as far as our opening hand goes, we've got we got a lot of lands, but man, this hand goes nowhere really quick unless we hit card advantage. So we're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna go and mulligan on this one. And yeah, oh yeah, I like that. That's gonna be Soul Ring, Demonic. Yeah, we'll keep on this one. Definitely make this one. Let's put one card on the bottom, and I think at this point, I guess Thrilling Encore. Yeah, that'll be okay. We'll put Thrilling Encore on the bottom. Click OK. Let's go and lead off with Swamp. Let's go for this Soul Ring. That'll be pretty nice to go for Demonic Tutor. And we'll see exactly what we want to grab with that Demonic Tutor. But anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Ayara. Whenever Ayara or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Then sacrifice another black creature. Draw a card. Playing against Uncle Borby. Who's getting ready for Christmas. He's getting his naughty or nice list going, so you better be good. Run into Ophiomancer. Now, we could just Demonic Tutor for another black source, and that would be Ancient Craving. Or we could actually just tutor for Urborg. Yeah, I think I kind of like that, because that's going to be the land drop for the turn. We could grab Ancient Tomb, but at this point, once we hit Ancient Craving, that'll be some good card advantage. And then with Urborg, we just don't have to worry about Ayara coming down. We don't have a lot of non-black cards in here. Where are you, Urborg? There we go. I was like, I saw it in here earlier. I was like, I don't know what happened to it. Then anything else for 2? Now we're going to go and pass the turn. Yeah, we're only running I think 4 or 5 utility lands in here. I'm pretty sure it's Homeward Path, Wasteland, Ancient Tomb, and a few others. Even though our commander is triple black, there's just, you still got to run some of these utility lands in, though. So just grabbing Urborg is going to make sure that we have a smooth transition for the rest of the game, and especially setting us up for a nice Ancient Craving that's going to be Gilded Lotus, Ophiomancer, Grave Titan will be pretty good from here. So opponent's going to crack Crystal Vein, and that's going to be Wayward Swordtooth, so they can play an additional land on their turn. And we'll see what else is in store for us. It's always fun playing against Uncle Borby. All right, so we run into another land. And actually, I think at this point, I think we just go Ayara. Yeah, because that'll be 1, 2, 3. We go Gilded Lotus. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at the sequencing. This is beautiful. We're going to go Ayara. And then that's going to be triple black, and we'll have Ayara enter the battlefield. Okay, so we're really going to start picking away at our opponent's life total, which should be pretty good. They're going to lose a life, we're going to gain a life, which is really nice, because a lot of my mono black decks tend to... we get down to the nitty-gritty, which is I just recorded a Gitrog the other day. In fact, if you want to check it out, I recorded Gitrog. I get down to 2, and then we stabilize. So to have a little bit of life gain in here, it's pretty cool. So did I cover Uncle Borby? I don't think I did. Trample, whenever it deals combat damage to player, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand, the rest into your graveyard, then discard a land card activation. Uncle Borby deals 3 damage to any target. All right, so opponent's going to get down and Flame Tongue Cavu. That's going to pop Ayara. It's not the end of the world. I mean, let's get turn 3. We got down Ayara with a ton of open mana, so we can just rebound that. We can even Ayara. If we hit the land, we can actually even Ayara and Ancient Craving. But worst case scenario, we'll just Ayara and Ophiomancer. And that allows us to really kind of start pinging away at our opponent's life totals, so that'll be pretty good. Once we get this next turn going, I'll kind of start breaking down what we've got going on with Ayara. Not Aristocrats, believe it or not. Ooh, Awaken the Erstwhile. I don't think we want to go for that just yet. So let's do what I was talking about. Let's go for Ayara. That's going to be triple black. That's going to be 2 from Soul Ring. It's going to be 1, 2. Yeah, and let's just go for Ophiomancer. I like that. It's going to allow us to gain an extra life. We can start sacrificing those snake tokens with Ayara, which is going to be really good. So we get down Ophiomancer. And this is the fun thing about building a mono black deck, is you kind of have that same core concept of what you're normally trying to do in mono black, but you're just kind of just like whittling away at your opponent's life total just by getting down creatures, and that's pretty much what we're going for, so pretty cool. Now, as far as this build of Ayara, there's not really any Aristocrats in here. We do have Blood Artists, but it's not a Aristocrats focus stack. Blood Artist just allows us to get a little bit of extra value. The main thing that we're trying to do is we want to ramp. We want to get as much mana as possible. We want to go for stuff like Grave Titan. We want to go for Awaken the Erstwhile really quick to get that many zombie tokens on the battlefield. The reason why we are running Awaken in here is because it attacks our opponent's hand. It does give them zombies, but at the same time, we get a lot of zombies on the battlefield if we have a lot of card draw. There just may be some times to where, if we've been catching a lot of card draw, we've been getting a lot of Ayara activations. Whenever we go for Awaken, That's going to allow us to basically just kind of pop our opponent for maybe like 6 or 5 or 6 or something like that, which is a pretty nice feeling. And so outside of that, we do have a couple different X spells in here. We have Damnable Pact, Exsanguinate, Torment of Hellfire, Army of the Damned, Abhorrent Overlord. So we have a lot of our big payoff spells that are going to allow us to attack our opponent's life total, or just kind of force them, with Damnable Pact. Target player loses X life and draw X cards. So if we've been pinging our opponent's life total, we can actually use Damnable Pact as kind of like a second Exsanguinate, which is a pretty nice feeling. Okay, so we run into our draw step for the turn, run into Living Death. Let's go ahead and crack Snake token. That way we can get an extra snake for next turn. So we run into Thran Dynamo. Ooh. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Extra mana. Yeah, I think we just go Grave Titan. Sounds pretty good. All right, so we're going to have Thran Dynamo enter the battlefield. Now we are definitely set up to where we can really start generating some value. So let's go Thran Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to be, yeah, that's perfect. That's going to be Grave Titan coming down. That's going to be 1 trigger. So basically, we're going to be able to pop our opponent for like a lightning bolt in mono black, which feels pretty good. All right, so we're going to get the zombies entering the battlefield. Oh yes, let's go and yield to this trigger. And that's the cool thing about this too, is we don't necessarily need Ayara to stick around and win the game. This is a ramp deck. It's kind of like playing mono green. You just keep eating down threat after threat after threat. So if our opponent does have a lot of spot removal, then we can still basically just, let's say our Yara's commander tax gets sent all the way up and your deductible's way too high to pay anymore. And so you can basically just, ramp into something like Grave Titan, or if our opponent decides to go for a Ayara or some sort of board wipe, we can send it to the graveyard, go for a Living Death, and just kind of rinse and repeat all over again. So there's some really nice options for what we can do. And the other good thing about Ayara is that with that sacrifice ability, now if we had a sack outlet on the battlefield, we do have a few in here. Where are they? I can't remember exactly which ones they are, but once you do have a sack outlet, you can see where you can just sack the board out. And, if we had Blood Arch or something, that allows you to catch in some extra things. But also with Ophiomancer, once you get rid of that 1 token and keep that token generating, it's just a really nice effect. So that's why Ophiomancer works so well with the Yara. So opponent's going to go for Oracle, and they've got a ton of ramp going on their side. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to see Uncle Borby come down pretty quick. Now, if we want to, if we rip into a board wipe, we can actually set up a Living Death pretty aggressive. Now, one thing that we can do also, swinging with Grave Titan and swinging with the zombies, we're going to be able to trade with a lot of our opponent's stuff besides Wayward Swordtooth. So we might end up going for that. Well, we'll see. Let's see what we draw into. A board wipe would be really good, because then that Living Death would work out really well. All right, so we run into Ancient Tomb. I guess at this point, let's do this. So let's go ahead and push in, because that way we can cash in an extra card draw. And there's not really much we can do with haste. So yeah, let's just go and push in with the entire crew. That's going to be Grave Titan. We're going to go and send both zombies in. And we'll go and send in the snake token. So that way, if our opponent does decide to block on one of these creatures, we're going to get these extra triggers. And then next turn, we can go for Ancient... Not next turn, but on our second main phase, we can go for that Ancient Craving. So let's go and always yield to this Ayara trigger. They do have Chaos Warp on top of their library, so that's something that we do want to, watch out for. They can Chaos Warp on Ayara. That wouldn't be good. Let's say that we're trying to set up a Living Death or something like that. That would really kind of stop our game plan. So we'll see if they offer up any other blocks. We'll definitely sacrifice one of these, probably sacrifice that zombie token if they decide to block on any of the others. At least that'll allow us to get, let's go and go for that. So we're going to go and sacrifice that zombie token. That's going to be an extra card draw. We're going to, Force of Despair. Okay. So we can actually go Force of Despair when Uncle Borby comes down, and I think that'll be pretty good. Okay, I like that. All right, so we're swinging in. We're going to get some damage going. That's going to put them down to 17. And then Ancient Tomb comes down. Yeah, so let's still end up going for Ancient Craving. That's going to be black, and then 3 from Thran Dynamo, because we're at 40, so just paying this life is really not going to matter. And then that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Damnation. Okay, so let's do a little bit of setting up. So we sack the entire board out. That's going to clear them all out. That's going to be Grave Titan coming back. and then Ophiomancer. Yeah, I think I kind of like. Now that does allow them to bring back Flametongue Kavu and Oracle. Yeah, I think. Oh, no, we do run into a sack outlet with Viscera Seer. So let's do a setting up with Living Death, because I think we can kind of dodge this. So let's have Viscera Seer come down. And then we've got some shenanigans we can go for. So that's going to make them lose an extra life. If we go for Awaken, that's going to be 4 extra creatures. Yeah, because we Damnation right now, and then we Living Death. And then we can Force of Despair to kind of clear the board back out. So do we have enough for that? Yeah, I think we do. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. And then we can reset everybody. Yeah, I think I kind of like this. So let's do this. Let's have Ayara go to the graveyard instead of the command zone. Do we want to sack these creatures out? Yeah, that way we can set up some scrying. So let's go and scry some creatures. Let's go ahead and sacrifice Zombie. And that way we're just going to set up a... do we want the Swiftfoot Lightning Greaves? I'm going to put that on the bottom for right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scry, and then I'll jump into commentary if there's something that we need pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to go for Damnation. That's going to be triple black. And then 1, 2... Yeah, this is going to work out. All right, so we're going to go for Damnation. That's going to kill everybody on the battlefield. It's going to get rid of Flametongue. That's going to get rid of Oracle. Now we can go for Living Death. And then we can bring them all... Actually, do we want to wait on Living Death for next turn? Because I was thinking with Force of Despair... And we have to set that up for next turn. Okay, I was kind of got it sequenced out of my head. So let's see if our opponents are going to end up going for Uncle Borby. Yeah, I think I kind of like it this way. All right, so we clear the board out. That's going to be 1, 2. We're going to have Arcane Signet enter the battlefield. Yeah, I kind of know what we're doing now. So we're going to wait for them to go for Uncle Borby. We're going to be able to go for Force of Despair and then exile... well, I guess actually if we want to hold on to Force of Despair, they can go for Uncle Borby. Then we can Living Death and then Force of Despair on our next turn. Yeah, that'll be a good setting up. All right, so there we go. So we kind of wiped the board out. Sorry, this is also kind of like the second or third game that I've played with the Ayara. And there's just sometimes where I'm like, I think we can get some really good damage going. Gilded Lotus, yeah, that's fine. With Cross and Grip. Yeah, there's just little lines like this where we're trying to sequence like a Living Death, Force of Despair line of play to where we can like bring it back out and have it force. And so sometimes it's hard to, and then they're going to go for Chaos Warp. We know Autocrat is on top of our library. So that should be what's going to flip out, which I think that's okay. And so that's going to be, oh, excuse me, that's just going to be a swamp. So, all right. Oh, no, because it gets shuffled in. That is correct. So it's going to be Gilded Lotus in the graveyard. We'll see what we draw into for the turn. Because we've got a Force of Despair that we can set up, which should be, ooh, and they run into Worn Power Stone. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go Living Death. All right, so we're going to bring everybody back onto the battlefield. That's going to be a few extra triggers. We have to put our triggers on the stack first. So let's go Ayara, and we'll see who they end up targeting with a Flametongue. All right, so it's going to be a few extra triggers. Actually, our opponent's going to target Flametongue Kavu with Ophiomancer, and that's going to be perfectly fine. So, ooh, we need to sacrifice. Oh, I meant to sacrifice that. Sorry about that. So we're going to have Grave Titan enter the battlefield. That's going to allow us to cash in a few extra creatures. And we'll go ahead and send Ayara back to the graveyard. Make sure she goes back to the command zone. All right, it's going to be 2 extra Grave Titans coming down, 2 extra zombie tokens. And oh, look at these Ayara triggers. Let's go and always yield to those. And we're just slowly kind of ticking away at our opponent's life total, which is very nice. It's going to put them down to 10. It's going to be Groundskeeper. They only have 1 card left in the hand. So let's go for a Worn Power Stone. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And we could tap down Ancient Tomb, but we really don't have anything else to show for it. So anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Yeah, sorry if this sequencing was kind of a little weird. I think I had a line of place in my head. One of the things about playing and giving commentary at the same time is your brain has to do 2 things at one time. It's like trying to bounce 2 balls with 2 hands. And you kind of put your brain into autopilot mode and you let it kind of like find lines of play for you. And then sometimes where I know we're like, hey, I want to go Living Death, and then we can set up like a, Force of Despair style action play. And then you start going for that, and you're like, oh, that didn't work out how I thought. So, if you're kind of like, what are you doing with the living death and all this stuff like that? It was kind of like a, I think that's what I was trying to go for an extra Ayara trigger, and I just kind of got a little bit, kind of miscalculated it just a little bit. Let me put it that way, but not in a bad way. It's just kind of one of those, like it felt like a weird kind of line of play. That was it. So let's go ahead and go Force of Despair because we just want to get Uncle Borby out of here. Exile a black card in our hand. Let's exile Awaken. And that's going to destroy all creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. So that's going to get rid of Uncle Borby. And we'll see what those last two cards are. If they want to send 3 damage over to Ayara, yeah, they didn't have a land in the hand, so that's perfectly fine. And then next turn, we're going to be able to swing in for a really nice chunk of damage and kind of force some blocks from our opponent, I think. Let's see what we do. Curse of Shallow Graves. Yeah, that's going to be really good for us. So let's have Curse of Shallow Graves. We're going to enchant our opponent. That's going to be 1/2. That's going to give us an extra zombie token coming down. Now, we could swing it with Ayara, but I think we'll just go and leave up Ayara at this point. So let's go and push in because they're going to have to block. That's going to be 2. That puts them down to 8. We're going to see blocks from a lot of our creatures. Yeah, let's just push in with the Grave Titan and the zombies. That way we can cash in some card draw for on the second main phase. I kind of like that. So let's go and swing in with Ayara. Excuse me, let's go and swing it with Grave Titan, swing it with double zombie tokens, and then, yeah, let's go and push in. Let's get those extra zombies entering the battlefield. Look at this, just 3 zombies coming down. This is, that's some good magic. All right, so yes, definitely want to use that ability. That's going to be an extra Yara trigger. Always yield to that. And then Grave Titan's going to get 2 more. That's going to put them down to 7. And we should see some sort of block on a Yara, or at least on a Grave Titan. So we yield to those triggers. And we'll see how they block, because we might get a little aggressive with Viscera Seer at this point right now, because at this point we just want some sort of value creature on the battlefield. So we're going to see Wayward Swordtooth block, and that's going to be Wood Elves also blocking. Yeah, this is fine. We can definitely make both of these work. Now the question, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let that, because we want to get rid of Wayward Swordtooth and Wood Elves. I think that would be pretty good. We're going to click OK. Let's go ahead and go for a Viscera Seer. We're going to sacrifice this tap zombie because we just want to scry at this point right now. So, Carrion. Ooh. We'll put that on top. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. Yeah, put that on top of our library. We'll go ahead and sacrifice another creature. We'll sacrifice one of these zombies. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so we draw to Carrion. Let's go Carrion. And we're going to sacrifice Grave Titan, and I think that'll be lethal. Oh, look at that. All right, so we're going to get some black insect tokens on the battlefield. Oh, this is beautiful. Now, if they've got some remove... Oh, yes. Let's go and always yield to this trigger. And this is why something like Carrion is such a nice effect for this deck. So there we go. That's going to be exactly enough right there. That's going to put them down to 2, puts them down to 1. So we're going to be able to swing with that last zombie token swinging in. Going to put them down to -1. There we go. Close it out. So you can see with this Ayara deck, we're not really doing anything busted. We're just ramping and getting a lot of good stuff down. There's some fun interactions to where you can use Viscera Seer to sacrifice some stuff to kind of set some scrying up. Then you can use Ayara to cash in some card draw. And that was just beautiful right there, getting those insect tokens. So love that card. Love the art on this card. And to get a win with Carrion, that's kind of why we threw this deck together. So, hey, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Ayara, first of Locthwain. I think that's how you say it, but we're going to roll with it for the video. But yes, as far as opening hand goes, we're definitely going to keep on this one. We've got an answer for Torbran and Hero's Downfall. We've got 3 swamps, which is definitely going to make Ayara happy. And we have a little bit of ramp in Hedron Archive. So this is a... and also, we go for the throat, too, which is going to be pretty nice. So feel like this is a pretty good opening hand. If we can run into some card advantage, that would be pretty good. So let's see what we draw into for the turn. That's going to be Army of the Damned, which I am, yeah, let's get that going. So let's go lead off a Swamp, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Ayara. Whenever a Ayara or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Then tap, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. We're going to see Gutter Snipe enter the battlefield, and we'll probably pay a lot of respect to that Gutter Snipe and go for the throat next turn, because that's it. Once they get down Torbran, that's going to be some pretty good magic right there on their side of the battlefield. As much as I like some good magic, we need to slow that roll just a little bit. And plus, we don't really have anything else that we need to do, so that'll work out. So, yeah, well, yeah, actually, we can go Charcoal Diamond. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, actually, charcoal diamond. That's going to be 1, 2. That's going to allow us to ramp, and then next turn we can go for the throw. I mean, we're not under any sort of. It's not like we've just paid a bunch of life with ancient tomb and mana crypt triggers. We are sitting at 29, so we have a little bit of a buffer. So, we're playing Ayara. Playing against Torbran. If a red source you control will deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead. And this is one of the cool things about. Excuse me. This is one of the cool things about Torbran is whenever you cast, let's say they ping us for 1 damage, Gutter Snipe's going to tag along for 3, and then that 1 ping damage is going to be 3. So you can basically just like you can get a ton of damage. It is a trying to think how to describe Torbran. Torbran's like the mono red deck that like when you first got into Magic you would build, and it's still fun to pilot even if you're play a ton of Magic. So at this point I think that's a good amount of ramp. We are at 21 though, so Hero's Downfall. There's not really any sort of way that we can sequence to where we can go for the throw in Hero's Downfall. So what we can do is we can Hedron Archive and not get down Worn Power Stone at the same time. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just worried that if we've got like a few different lightning bolts and they swing in, yeah, we've got to deal with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got to deal with Torbran. Now, what we can do is we can do it something in response, but I think, and we're going to do this right now simply just because, yeah, I'd like to get some sort of mana down, but we're going to pay a lot of respect to Torbran at this point right now. So we're going to go for the throat because what happens is if we do this on our opponent's turn, they're going to be able to, in response, let's say they, worst case scenario, they have 3 instant spells in their hand that really be going to really be able to deal some damage to us. So, and if they recast Torbran, hopefully we hit the land drop, we can go for Hero's Downfall. So as long as we just keep getting that commander tax up on Torbran, we'll be in a pretty good position. So we got Gutter Snipe swinging across for 2. That will be a little bit extra damage to Torbran. And let's see. Oh, that is just exactly what we wanted to see. So it's going to be Worn Power Stone 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess we're still in the same boat because 1, 2, 3 is going to enter the battlefield tap. We can't take another hit with Hero's Downfall. So we're going to go Hero's Downfall on Torbran. Just going to make sure he stays off the battlefield. And then anything else next turn, we'll pass it back over there. They are sitting at 8 total mana for Torbran, so they'd have to run into Ancient Tombs. So that should hopefully allow us to get Ayara down. They've got Ancient Tomb, all right. And they're going to go Chandra. And I was just like, yeah, if they got Ancient Tomb, they can recast it. But there's a lot of fun times where, if you're trying to get your commander down and we keep hitting Torbran, he's like, I want to be on the battlefield. There we go. But yeah, if you want to see a cool build of Torbran, I do have Torbran built on the channel, and running a Chandra Planeswalker theme in my build too. So for opponents utilizing that, it is a very nice package to run in there. Just Chandra, the +1, deals 1 damage to any target. That turns into just Lightning Bolt with Torbran on the battlefield, which is such a nice feeling. So, pretty cool. Let's see if we want to deal with Gutter Snipe. We've done pretty good kind of stopping Torbran, but they are set up to deal a lot of damage to us. So let's see what we draw into for the turn. We're kind of fighting uphill on this one, to be perfectly honest. So we go Ayara, and that's going to be a 2/3. They deal 1 damage to any target, so that's definitely going to allow them to take care of Ayara. And that's going to be Hedron Archive. Yeah, we can actually, I guess now's the time where we finally just dump some ramp. We're going to go Hedron Archive. This game's not looking good, but if we're going to win, we need to get as much mana on the battlefield as possible, and then maybe somehow sequence like a Army of the Damned to gain a bunch of life or something. So that's kind of what we're going for right now. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yeah, if you want to build Torbran, it is definitely like the first mono red deck you ever build in Magic, and it's just fun because it's open, it's good, and if you're new to Commander, if you're experiencing Commander, it's just fun being able to have everything be a lightning bolt. It's some good Magic. All right, opponent's going to go for Flame Javelin. Full art Flame Javelin too at that. Now at this point right now, if they go Torbran, that's going to be 2 damage that comes down. Chandra's going to plus up for 1. They might even just have lethal at this point. So they're going to swing it for 2. And that's going to put us, because it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, they may not have enough to go for Torbran. We'll see what they're casting. We are sitting at, now if they've got an X spell, they've got it. That might be what they have. All right, Fire Blast, that's going to be 2 damage. And that's Xaxes right there. So good game to our opponent. That happens sometimes. We tried to slow roll Torbran, but, If you're a burn person, you get it exactly right. Feels pretty good. But I will see you in the next video.